Hi everyone, my name is John. Welcome back to Mentor YouTube channel. In this short tutorial I'm going to present how the simulation works into the Menthor Editor. I'm going to talk about semantic validation using the Alloy Logic Basic Language. So here we have a very tiny example. We have used this same example in previous videos. This example in OntoUML basically shows that we have people, and that people can be enrolled in schools. We have that family are composed by 2 or more members, which are people. We have that people can live in homes. Homes are a type of property, and property can be either a house or an apartment. We have that property are located in a city, and so on. So this is a very tiny model that we're going to simulate in order to check if indeed what you intended to write was indeed what you wrote. So you can go to the Evaluate menu at the top, and then you can click in Visual Simulation. A dialog is going to open, showing you some configurations, some settings. The first one tells you that you can choose to open the resulting specification using the Alloy Analyser, or you can choose to open the resulting specification into a tab, into the Menthor Editor, or you can choose to transform your model into a file in the Alloy language. So you can choose either of one of them. We're going to open the resulting specification using the Alloy Analyser. Below this option, there is another option where you can choose which approach do you want to choose. There is only one available here, which states that the time configuration is going to be a branching time one. So this basically states that there are going to be times, pointing times ordered into a branching configuration. You can see here that we have a filter where you can choose which elements do you want to transform into Alloy. You can choose whether do you want to transform an entire package or just a few elements, where you can choose which diagram do you want to transform, or which element of the diagram do you want to transform. So, and there is another option where you can choose which axiom do you want to bring into Alloy. These are the axioms regarding the model. You can choose whether do you want to bring the weak supplementation axiom or the identity principle of the instance of the model, whether you can choose a particular type of constraint about relators, whether do you want to visualize anti-rigidity property, and there is also a configuration about the constraint, which is written in another tab here. There is a constraint stating that the per capita income of a family is derived from the income of that family. So this is also transformed to Alloy. So you can choose which option do you want to transform that constraint. And a first option is that you can transform that constraint to a fact, stating that every instance of the model is going to respect that constraint. You can choose whether you want to check that constraint, checking if that constraint is already captured by the model, or if you want to simulate that constraint and exemplify that type of configuration. So there is other options here where you can choose the scope of the command, or if you want to simulate how many words do you want to simulate or check, and so on. So I'm not going to present all the details about these options here. This is the default configuration. If you want to transform, just press Start to simulate your model, and then the Alloy Analyzer is going to open. This tool is developed by Daniel Jackson, by the MIT people. So basically what the tool does is to explore the specification, the structure described in Alloy. So you don't need to to understand completely the specification, you can just press start to execute to run the simulation. And then the analyzer is going to tell you that an instance was found, and then a possible configuration of the model is possible here. You can see that there are two city property, and then they are located in the same city, object 3. So these are instances of our model. So you see that there is a city object 2 here alone with no relation. And then if you want to see another example, you can just press next, and the analyzer is going to generate another possible configuration. In this case, there is only city, an instance of city here. So you see that Alloy works with a very tiny example. So if you want to see more instances, more individuals, more relations, you can just customize the Alloy specification a little bit. So I'm going to do that here at the bottom of the specification, the run command here. You can choose, for instance, to simulate just one world, and just to, for instance, simulate a family. I want to simulate one family, and then you can just see here the expression that I just wrote. You can just press execute again, and you're going to see more instances and more relations. You see that there is a city property, which is a house and a home for person object 1 and person object 2. You see that this house is located in a city, object 6. You see that person object 1 is enrolled in school, object 0. You see that this person is also part of the family object 3, and this person here is the head of the family of object 3. Note that, for instance, the number of dwellers in this house, in this home, is 63, so there is no constraint regarding this number, so any number here is allowed. Note that the income are respected, that is, our derivation constraint are respected. So we have two members of this family, so the per capita income is 15, so the total income is going to be 30. So if you want to generate more instances, just continue to press next, and then another instances are going to be displayed. You can customize the theme, change the colors, and so on. So basically this is the way to simulate your model in order to see if your model is indeed intended to specify what you wanted to be specified. So in the next video I'm going to talk about possibly again about how to implement your model into the OWL language. So this is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your attention. See you guys soon.